All right. Normally I try to just like keep it and just stick to a couple of stories and something like that. But today I'll give a little bit of a background about why I think the school system is broken in the US. I'm a Finn that grew up in Los Angeles, American Finn, dual citizen. I've taught for a few days in school here. I've seen how the system is here, and but I did most of my schooling in the U.S. I went to a small Division I in Arkansas to play basketball, religious school. So I at least have a few different ideas with school. All right. I don't know, we'll see if it stands, but at the time, I think I was the youngest student in history to go to college. Probably not, but tell me somebody else besides Doogie Howser that was 11 years old and dissecting frogs in biology 3 classes. So I got opportunities in school. I was promoted well. They probably wanted to drug me because I was sat in front of some therapists about why is it that you're not doing so well in school? And I just lucky I had the right answer, which was I'm not being challenged enough. So they give an IQ test. I ranked something high on that where my parents wouldn't even tell me. It was anyway, whatever the number is, I have an idea. It was high. So they send me to college. I start to take and they skipped me a grade. So the issues I have with college, besides the fact that so many people get kicked out for the athletics and the failing of the school rules when schools don't have to follow many rules, I think it's messed up. It's a system of being able to take advantage of the athletes and pay them nothing. And if they get injured for life, they don't get any protection. But the man setting up the lights for the big game, if he gets hurt, he will get a retirement. He will get some kind of being taken care of. So let's start in my family. So in my family, that's tough to put. The highest status people are the women. I have a younger brother who owns his own aircraft repair company and parts company, but my older sister is Jenna Lyons. She's quite famous in the fashion world, friends with Beyonce. Dresses the Obamas, all that stuff. So was school useful for her? This is my own opinion. I don't know anything from her saying it, but probably not, because she what she needed was the drive and the will to enjoy shopping and to get better at it, to want to get better at that. So for her, she had that. Me, I play professional sports now. I had the drive to do that. It was easy for me to put myself to the grindstone every day to become better at what I wanted to do. So same, I think, with my older sister. She went to, like I said, a trade school. So she never saw regular university. And what a waste it would have been anyway. Let me explain why I think university can be a waste besides because of the huge amount of debt. The education level is so low in universities, at least the ones I attended, that people that don't have English skills can graduate. So I can't imagine going and getting a degree in France and not being able to speak the language whatsoever. But that's how it is here. You can graduate from our universities without 2 of the golden 4. And the 4, it's like 2 sciences, I think a social science, so you can take human sexuality, lesbian studies, and that might be considered 2 hard sciences. So you don't need any physics, chemistry, nothing. It can be really, really low. And let me just state the level of those qualifying 2 classes. I passed 2 science classes easily in my junior college without buying the book, without studying for a test. Just showed up and I knew some of the answers. It was really, 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 really easy too. They would sit. I remember it was like a final for the sex education class, and it's asking stupid questions like, what's fellatio? Fellatio. Like, oh my gosh, easy. Oh, and the next question, what is cunnilingus? Wow, Really glad I cracked the books for that test, huh? So I can get through all the science requirements from just knowing what I basically spouted off now, which I don't think is really enough to get through life whatsoever. I don't even want to talk about the things that I think they should teach in school, because, man, there's a lot of stuff that could be far more useful, like how to read studies or how to set a standard for your own bullshit before you start to share something with other people. But anyway, another younger sister, she's a bartender before she went to college. She was the highest status of all of us minus the jobs. She could have any man she wanted, super social, knew everybody, owners of places around her. People would try to offer her jobs just because they wanted to have somebody with such a positive energy. So then she goes to school. She gains a ton of weight. That never comes off. It's become crushing to her. She's about 200 pounds now. And it's the biggest concern that I have. I don't want my sister to die. My battery's running low. And I don't want, so no matter what degree, I don't give a shit if she earned multiple doctorates and it was paying her a lot. I don't think it's worth the, what happened to her health. You know, when they talk about the freshman 15, that's bullshit. That's fucked up. We need to stop that immediately in schools. First off, I don't understand the system for after schools, what students are excited about. Because it's not like there's some great job just waiting for them when they get out there. It's now you're screwed. Now you got your degree. Good luck. Now you're just unemployed. When you were a student, you had some hope. So, younger sister loses her health. It's never come back. Does she think that it lowered her status in the world? Yeah, I'm going to guess so. No, I think it's pretty clear. I can see that she doesn't judge herself as so awesome as she used to be, I guess. Now, one other thing too, schooling for each one of us solidified, well, hopefully not me, but it solidified that if somebody disagrees with what you believe, you should lose patience in it and just get away from the person. Get away from the idea, get away from the person. Again, isn't that kind of the opposite? Shouldn't school be giving you the ability to tolerate different ideas and kind of sharpen yourself against them? No, this is kind of like made people more, they believe what they believe, they're not willing to argue it, because we never learned how to argue. We learned how to get angry and insulted. As you can see on mainstream media daily, how they deal with Trump or whatever. So the younger sister, she really did fantastic, earning good grades the whole time. To me, it really just seemed like she was using that as an excuse to not enter the workforce until 25. She made so much money with her looks and personality that she was over 100,000 euros, $100,000 a year early. So imagine if she would have had 4 extra years of that income during her peak. Plus, her peak is gone. It's as if she took, and had a child for 5 years, 6 years after school. No extra opportunities came, no higher paying opportunities, because she's already highly sought after. So it didn't give her any extra skills it gave her a piece of paper, but a piece of paper that came with debt. Now that debt is so high that you have to pay her a certain amount of money or it's not even worth her taking it. But I could make that same argument for my older sister, Jenna. Would it make any sense that she do more school or go back to school? No, her career was canceled at the end because China steals all of her designs. She comes out with a fashion line, spring line, whatever it is, does a lot of work to come up with the ideas for it, and then it's copied 1 week after and sold for a quarter of the price from a Chinese store. So no, she needed to get into that industry and get out of it while while she still could. Make as much money as you can from it, get out. So the sooner she could have entered the workforce, she started as a Donna Karan intern. So the internship was more useful for her than not. That leads me out. Man, I really want to go into another story about how gay that industry is, huh? My older sister's a lesbian, but she kept it quiet for years, tried to keep it under the table that she was. But man, I've just seen some videos on Netflix. I cannot believe what fashion has become. I mean, is there a single straight person involved in it at all? Is there anything about being strong involved in fashion, or is everything about just weakening the person and making them more fragile and look more delicate? And I don't know. I'm against all that stuff. Don't do behaviors that make you weak. And I think fashion is one of those ones. So I'm sure my sister doesn't want to sit down and have a talk with me about that anytime soon. But yeah, talk more about school and how it's fucking us all up in the future.